Hello, today we're doing lesson 7.4, part 2. We're going to graph logarithmic functions. You can use the inverse relationship between exponential and logarithmic functions to graph logarithmic functions. So it says the graph of f of x equals log base b of x is shown below for b is greater than 1 and for when b is between 0 and 1. Because the graph of log base b of x and the graph of b of x are inverse functions, the graphs are reflections of each other over the y equals x line, over this line. So we could take a look at the blue graph and the red graph. We are going to be graphing the red graphs today. So it says, note that the y-axis is a vertical asymptote. Go ahead and highlight that. So this time our graphs are going to approach a vertical line. Let's just go ahead and get started because there's one thing that's a little bit tricky about these problems. Okay, so when I'm given these problems, what you want to do is you want to take a look at the hint. You want to make sure that you pick y values. It's just easier to do that, and we're also going to change it to an exponential function. So when I'm given this, we know that we can convert this to be 3 to the y equals x. Now you can pick x values, but then you have to think to yourself, what's y going to be to make that become x? It's a little bit more difficult. I just think it's a lot easier when you go ahead and decide to pick values for y. So if I pick -1, 0, 1, put it in for y, you get your x. So 3 to the -1 is 1/3, 3 to the 0 is 1, and 3 to the first is 3. Go ahead and graph this. So I go over 1/3 down 1, over 1/3 down 1, over 1 up 0, and then over 3 up 1. So take a look. It looks like the graph's going to be approaching something horizontal, but it's not. We're going to focus on it approaching the y-axis. Okay? Let's go ahead and give this one a try. So I'm going to change it to an exponential function. So we get 1/2 to the y equals x. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pick the same values for y, -1, 0, 1. Okay? 1/2 to the negative first is 2. 1/2 to the 0 is 1, and 1/2 to the first is 1/2. So this one, we go over 2, down 1, over 1, up 0, and over 1/2, up 1. So look at this one. Oh, sorry. Let me undo that real quick because my graph moved. Okay, there we go. Over 1/2, up 1. So looks like this. There we go. Now, what's the difference between these two graphs? This one had a base greater than 1, and this one had a base between 0 and 1. That's the difference in why they look like they're going in different directions. Okay, I would like you to look at the next problem and try this one on your own. You're going to convert it to exponential, so that would be 2 to the y equals x, and don't forget, you are going to pick y values. Pick numbers to plug in. I like to go with -1, 0, 1. You don't have to. Okay, so now it says you can graph logarithmic functions of the form y equals log base b of x minus h plus k by translating the graph of the parent function horizontally h units and vertically k units. So we're going to do the same thing we did when we did exponentials. So step 1, we're going to sketch, we're going to sketch without the shift. We're going to sketch y equals log base 2 of x. Okay, when you do this, you're going to convert it so it's 2 to the y equals x. We're going to go ahead and pick our points, and I would just pick -1, 0, 1. So go ahead and plot this. So when I put -1 in, we get 1/2. When I put 0 in, I get 1, and when I put 1 in, I get 2. Okay, we're going to go ahead and graph that lightly. So over 1/2, down 1, over 1, up 0. I don't know why this keeps happening. And then over 2, up 1. I'm going to just sketch it very lightly. Okay, it's approaching the y-axis. Now, we're going to translate it. So when we translate it, remember it's the opposite of the h. So because it's +3, it's going to go left 3. And +1 is going to go up 1. So we're going to go left 3, up 1 every point we graphed. So left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 1. Left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 1. And then, which one did I do? Oh, 1/2, this point. Left 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 1. Now, instead of approaching the y-axis, it's going to approach the x equals negative 3. It's going to move over 3 units. So here's the graph that I want to see. There we go. Not so bad, right? Now the last problem is a you-try problem, and I'm going to get you started. Okay, step 1. I want you to graph log y equals log 1/3 x. So when you graph that, you get 1/3 to the y equals x. You're going to make your chart. You're going to put in -1, 0, 1. Step 2 is you're going to translate it. Okay, so when I look at the graph, I see I'm going to have to go right 3, and I'm not going up or down. There's no number outside the parentheses, so we're just going to be going right 3. Any questions or comments or concerns, go ahead right at the bottom of the paper, and I will see you tomorrow in class.